Hello, Stampin' friends. This is Dee Osburn. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and today I'm going to show you how to make this lovely card. My daughter had asked me to make her a card that said Yule instead of Yule Tide, so I came up with this. From the Frosted Foliage stamp set, we have this Sending You a Little Yuletide Cheer. So I used this stamp and I changed it somewhat. And I also used the Blessings stamp from Merry Christmas to All to make the blessing. So let me show you how I did this. And I want to thank my daughter for giving me this creative opportunity and to make this great card. So what I did was I started with, let me take this apart for you. I started with a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock, cut it 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. Okay, and then I got my bone folder, and I'm going to crease that down nice and flat. Okay, love my bone folder. Then I took some designer series paper, and you can use any designer series paper. This is retired. My daughter, I sent her some pictures of what I had, and she really liked this. And I do have some others that I'm going to show you at the end of the video. So just hang on, and I'll show you some other ideas with different paper that I've used. So I'm going to glue that down to my card base. This designer series paper is cut at 5.25 by 4. Okay, 5.25 by 4. Ooh, got a little too much glue on there. Get that off of there, right? Okay, so now I have that. Then I took a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock and I cut it to 3.25 by 3.5 so that I could put it on there like that. We're not going to put that down quite yet. First, we're going to do our sentiment. So I have a piece of white cardstock cut at 3 by 2. And this is where it gets fun. So I'm going to show you how I modified these stamps. And all I did was I masked them off. Okay, so I took this stamp and I didn't want the cheer. So I put some painter's tape, just your regular old, standard painter's tape. You can use masking tape, whatever, any kind of tape. Just put that over there. And then I cut this off right there so that I wouldn't block my Y on the Yule. Okay. And I took another piece of painter's tape, and this time I cut it so that it was nice, and I didn't want the jagged. I wanted it nice and straight so it would be easy for me to line up. Just a little trick there. And I want to cover up the tide. So I'm going to put it over the word tide. And I have to get it so that the E shows, but the tide does not. And I want to make sure that I get all of that E. All right. And that I don't block any of the other words. So once I do that, I can take my cherry cobbler ink and ink up my stamp. Okay. Ink it up real good. Get up real good. And then I'm going to take this off. And see, it's not inked. I'm going to throw that away. And then I'm going to take a baby wipe and wipe my hands. Because when you pull that painter's tape off, sometimes you get some ink on your fingers and you don't want to touch your card with inky fingers. So then I'm going to stamp this on here. And I'm just going to stamp it nice and straight. And just put it right here. And remember, the tide and cheer part's not going to show up. So I have Sending You a Little Yule. Okay. And I'll clean that stamp so I can put it away. And then I'm going to take my blessings stamp, and I'm going to take another piece of painter's tape. And this time I'm going to use this straight edge because it's already there. And I'm just going to cover up the S so that the G is still showing, but the S is not. Okay. And I like to stick it so that it doesn't move because I'm only covering one letter and I don't want any of my G to be covered up. So I take that and I'm going to ink it up. And then I'm going to take that painter's tape off. Get my little baby wipes. Make sure I don't have any ink on my fingers. And then I'm going to stamp it on here. Sending you a little Yule blessing. Clean my stamp so I can put that away. Now, I noticed that I stamped it just a tiny bit crooked. Apologies to my daughter for this card, this one. She wanted these. I'm making her multiples of these so that she can send them out. It's a little bit hard because I have my camera right here and I can't really put my head over what I'm doing to line it up. So this one is a little bit crooked. When I've done it before, as you can see, it's nice and straight. And I'm going to show you some other samples. So now I'm going to put my gold cord, and I just got braided gold cord. You can get this anywhere. And I'm going to kind of spread these 4 fingers out a little bit. I'm going to hold this right here. I'm going to spread my fingers out a little bit. I'm going to wrap it around 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 times. And then I'm going to cut that off. I'll turn this over. I'm going to put a couple of glue dots on the back so I can glue this gold cord down. Okay. And I'm going to just put this gold cord on that glue dot. Now sometimes I end up with a kind of a wild hair one. Now that's what that second glue dot is for. I can just glue that one down too. Stick that one down. And then when you turn it over, you have that. If you don't like the loose one, I kind of like the loose one, but if you don't like it, snip it off. Okay, then we're going to take our dimensionals, and I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this because I'm going to pop up 2 layers of this. I'm going to pop this layer up on top of my almost square cherry cobbler. And then I'm just going to put this, I'm just going to center it, put it on there. And then I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to put more glue dot, more dimensionals. 1 in each corner. And this is a larger piece of paper, so 1 in the center so it doesn't give in the middle. Peel those off. And put it on my card. And you can put some jewels on here if you'd like, you know, to kind of fancy it up a little bit more, step it up a little bit. But that's it. That's the card. Now I want to show you a few other ones. The other side of this paper is garden green. So I did one in garden green. Love that one. I have some older paper, and so here's some of the other ones. This is a new paper. This is from the Whimsy and Wonder pack, and I thought that was really pretty too. I love that. These are all older papers. So use what you have. If you have some old paper, I went with green, red, and gold. My daughter said those are the colors that she was really interested in for Yule. And there you have it. Now I have a couple that I haven't finished yet. I'm going to do another one. I haven't glued it down yet. I'm going to do another one with that paper. I have this paper that I'm going to glue down. I see how I got ink on there with my fingers because I didn't have my baby wipe. If that happens, I'm just going to put a bling over that and you'll never know it's there. Then I have this paper, which I thought was really pretty. And then I did a green side on top of with the red. And then I did this one. I'm gonna do it's garden green, and then I used shaded spruce. So and I'm not quite sure how I feel about that, but I think it's gonna go okay. So those are the Yule blessing cards that I have done. If you liked this video, please hit the like button down below. And if you leave me a comment, I will comment back to you. I love to hear from everyone, so comments are wonderful. If you want to see more content like this, please hit the subscribe button. And please feel free to share these videos, any of my videos, with your friends that you think might enjoy making one of these cards or just seeing how to do it and getting some ideas for other cards. Please share the videos that you think other people would like. And I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you soon.